Hello, it's been 2 months since the last episode of Man in a Room, and there's good reason for that. A lot has been going on again. So basically, in the last episode, I left you with me saying that my wife had left me and all that kind of stuff, and being in counselling and now on medication and all that kind of stuff, and it's now settling down somewhat. So basically, now I have my own flat. I'm no longer in the house that I used to share with my wife. I've been here for about 6 weeks, I think, something about 6 weeks-ish. And it's weird because I used to have the room that Man used to be in was my office, and that used to be my little room. But now my entire flat is basically my entire room. So it's just, they've got little facets. It's a very small flat, don't get me wrong. I've got a bathroom, a kitchen, a bedroom, and a living room. It's only got 4 rooms in it, but do you know what? It's perfect for what I want. And it's just nice to, I'm just basically trying to get everything sorted out because it's a lot of faffing around that involves moving house, especially when you had very little to do with the actual running of the house, as in bills and stuff like that, before. And obviously, like doing washing and washing up and basically all the chores no longer split 50-50. It's now, they're all your chores now, mate. So it does get on top of you slightly. But I'm getting there with it. I feel like I'm in a better place than I was, which is good, because it wasn't a very nice place to be. I just wanted to basically just come on and just say, everything's going to be okay. I'm going to be okay. Don't worry. Because, it's difficult to put into words how it felt. Basically, I felt like my entire life just fell apart in the whole life just went, and it wasn't very nice at all. Especially, you get all those questions. People say to me, "Are you such a nice person?" It's like, well, if I'm so nice, why the hell did this happen to me then? And how come I'm struggling so much and all that kind of thing? And I do believe that I'm a nice person. That hasn't stopped me. I know that isn't the reason why we separated. But, we are still good friends. We often chat. We still meet up. It's not weird. I'll make fun of the relationship ending. It's fine. We're getting there with it, which is good. But, it's good I've got a collection of friends now as well, which is very nice. Although, what I found recently is that when I'm feeling sort of down and dark and all that kind of thing, and I'm trying to chat with my friends, and they're not always available to chat, and that really it bums me out. And so I'll just basically now try my best. I'm not saying I'm going to get rid of my friends. That's ridiculous. I'm not, doing that. But what I'm doing is I'm basically trying to find ways for me to cope when I'm on my own. Because basically the first whiff of trouble or the first whiff of a down mood, I'm literally like, right, I'm coming over to your house, or can you come over to my house, and all this kind of stuff. And this is what happens. But the other day, no one was available at all, and I was literally just on my own. I was just feeling worse and worse and worse. And so I'm now trying to find ways to placate myself when I am feeling sad, because it does happen quite a bit still. But I would expect, knowing a life, and now it's a new life. And people keep saying, someone said something to me that was very sweet to me. They said, when I first met you, it's like when you start a computer up, and it's installing updates, and it's at 10%. It's just sitting at 10%. You're sitting there waiting, and basically you just sort of get on with your life, that kind of stuff. And I said, that's what I'm like. I've been stuck at 10% my entire life. And then they've said that how I've opened out, and I'm now at 30%, and there's so much more that I can be. And that is one of the things that I actually have embraced, is myself. And what I mean by that is I'm basically just trying to explore who I am. Because there was, when you're in a relationship for such a long time, that becomes you, and you have to make sacrifices and compromises for the other person. And, the other person does the same for you. It's not like, it's all one-sided. But there are certain things that I would never do, or there are certain things that I wouldn't, bring up, and just these little thoughts I would have, and all that kind of thing, you see. And I think that as a person, I'm growing, that I'm understanding more about the world, and more that what I can achieve as one person. And what I mean by this is I actually am embracing my hippie side, which is something I never did before, because my wife wasn't really that way orientated, Orient, yeah, that's the right word. She was more or less just, I'll just get on with it. It sounds really stupid, but I'm now going to special efforts for recycling. I'm basically going through my rubbish and making sure I'm recycling everything that needs to be recycled. I'm also now exclusively buying toiletries and cosmetics that have definitely 100% had no cruelty involved in them. I'm also now vegetarian. I'm now avoiding foods such as MSG and other bits and pieces because it's helping me mentally. And I, having now made a conscious effort to avoid that, and there are other things as well. There's like certain sweeteners that I shouldn't have and preservatives. I've been avoiding these, and I feel a lot better for it. There are obviously the reason why the vegetarianism started for me personally was because it wasn't for ethical reasons, although I agree that we shouldn't be mistreating animals. But when it comes to certain things such as digestion, it's more difficult to digest meat than it is vegetables or stuff that isn't from an animal. And so basically, since then, my digestion's got better. And I'm thinking, what are you on about your digestion for? I thought you were mentally ill. I am mentally ill, but my body has certain amounts of energy, and it's basically wasting time me trying to digest foods that I can't digest very well, and my brain's just basically going like, and so basically I've cut that out and my brain feels a lot better. Sounds stupid. I was a meat eater, and there are times when I still crave meat. I'm not going to lie, I still do crave meat, but there are ways and means of achieving that meat satisfaction that you get. There's actually very close to meat products that you can get made out of soya. Very specifically, there is a burger which I'm obsessed with, and I'll have that, and I can't tell that it's not meat. And they're called No Bull burgers, and they even bleed, which I'm not a fan of, if I'm completely honest. But that's how close they are to actual real burgers. And so I'm trying to cut down on also my media intake. I'm avoiding Facebook as best as I can because all that kind of crap on there. I'm basically getting all my specific interests are now getting sent to me rather than having to go through a lot of crap and just getting depressed and all that kind of stuff. I'm basically getting all the stuff that I want to read sent to me directly via email, which makes it easier for me to not wade through it. I'm not watching the news. Obviously, I'm catching little bits and pieces here and there, but other than that, I mean, I'm doing my best. My diet has changed. I'm now a vegetarian. I'm also avoiding the foods that make me mentally unwell, and I'm also avoiding certain television shows. Actually, I don't really watch television anymore. That's not even a joke. I hardly ever watch television. I'll occasionally watch Netflix, but other than that, I just listen to music. I listen to music, and I'm just texting my friends, or I'm just chilling out on the computer or something like that. But that's how these things happen. This is actually a long episode. I wasn't expecting that. I want to do these more often, and I hate when people say, I want to do these more often, and they actually don't do it. But that is actually my genuine intention. I will be doing these more often. I'm trying to work out a way of encoding it so it's a small file so that I can upload more. If not, I'll be migrating it to somewhere else where I can literally just record as much as I like. Something like that. Anyway. I'll catch you all again soon. This has been me in a flat.